Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe during this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Like I said, thank you so much for checking me out. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button just right below the video. Cool, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks again for your support. I truly do appreciate having you here.
XRP, the only crypto in the green, right? Up about 5% on the 24-hour with, you can see all the stable coins flat, Bitcoin at 42.7, Ethereum a hair under 3,000. And as you move down the list, you can see we still have Luna, Avalanche, Doge, and DOT, all kind of tightly woven in there in the 9 through 12 spot. So really interesting that we've seen so many movements in that part of the top 20 over the course of the last week. But XRP having a nice bounce and still up 25% on the 7-day at 83 cents. Now, just a quick recap of the week's events. You can see here on the main channel page the videos if you missed anything. But early in the week, we had the hearing talking about stablecoins in the House. Now, that hearing will be continued, or we'll have the same witness speak in the Senate. So the House has already talked about Miss Liang, or to Miss Liang, who's Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, and they had a really good discussion, I felt, discussing different aspects of the report, the President's Working Group report on stablecoins. So that discussion will now continue in the Senate with her testifying before the Banking Committee, all those people we're familiar with. I will stream that on Tuesday the 15th. That's coming up in just a couple days. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, and we'll go through that one and do the chat like we did this week. But that was a great session in the House, and then we had the Senate committee talking to Rostin Benham, as well as other leaders in the crypto space, and they discussed some of the implications of regulation and innovation, talking specifically about what might happen with the CFTC, how they might regulate certain commodities or digital asset commodities, which is a new term we heard. We've heard Gensler talk about digital asset securities, but here they talked digital asset commodities, specifically called out Bitcoin and even Ethereum, so some interesting things did come out of that. You can check that full session out here on the channel page. A couple other things just in recap. Empower Oversight had a publication come out where they expressed some frustration talking about the documents that were being withheld. To this point, Empower Oversight has yet to receive a single page from the SEC. The SEC claimed there were no documents, but then found 1,000 pages of Hinman documents that they have yet to produce. They had a timeline they were supposed to meet and were granted an additional week, but there's still a lot of back and forth on that Freedom of Information Act request, but we should hear something in the coming week, so make sure to stay tuned for that as well. And then the big items from yesterday were the SEC has notes from a meeting between Brad Garlinghouse and former SEC Commissioner Elad Roisman. On Thursday night, Matthew Solomon requested that Judge Netburn either force the SEC to produce these, or at a minimum take a review herself and see what she thinks about them. Then on Friday morning early, and if you missed these videos, they're all linked here, the SEC said, no, we need more time to be able to put together a response to this. Give us another week. Then Matthew Solomon fired back saying that that was ridiculous, and then after that, the SEC got what they wanted. But Ripple also got what they wanted too out of that, or at least they got thrown a bone for something that they did want. So the SEC got their extra week to produce a response, but Judge Netburn did order the documents for an in-camera review so she can take a look. So I did a couple shorts with those. Let me know in the comments. I saw a few from yesterday, but if you like the shorts, I can do those for some of the, kind of single line item, quick hitting news updates. They did fairly well as far as from a view standpoint, which makes me think that they might be a good way to get some of that information out there quickly. But again, let me know your feedback in the comments, because it's something I might just do, every once in a while, not as a regular thing, but when there's something kind of major that doesn't necessarily justify a full-length video. Make sure you also here, you can see on the channel page, you can click through to Twitter, you can follow there. I retweet out updates when they come, and then those shorts, I'll repost the videos directly here so you can click on them there, whereas normally I'll just post the link back to YouTube. So do make sure you're following at The Chosen One with CHOU, as you can see in the top right hand corner on Twitter. Now, as a reminder, you can see James K. Filan is a great source too. Make sure you're following at Filan Law. When these text updates do come out, he usually just posts them directly on Twitter as well. Now, the XStick airdrop is coming. This is Drop Zone 3. This will be next week, with the snapshot taking place on Valentine's Day with no time given. So if you are an XStick holder, you might want to take the opportunity to check your position on the rich list. The amount of XStick being given out will depend on your position in the holders list. So the top 3,000 holders will receive some amount. Your position will determine how much that is. Make sure you follow at XRP Stick, STIK, for updates when they do those airdrops. And so that's going to be your go-to source about all things XStick. And then you can see the rich list here. You can click through and then just paste in your wallet address, and you can see where you fall. But you can also get a general idea of how much your holding needs to be in order to qualify for the various levels. Now, BlockFi, we've talked about on the channel many times before. They are a great platform, but the SEC, as we know, is very interested in coming after crypto platforms. Now, BlockFi is going to have to pay $100 million in a settlement between the SEC and states. Note that they are going the settlement route up front. They don't want to duke it out. They have found some way to be able to settle this. So they are poised to pay $100 million to settle allegations from the SEC and various state regulators that it illegally offered a product that pays customers high interest rates to lend out their digital tokens, according to people familiar with the matter. The penalties, which could be announced with specifics as soon as next week, are among the toughest levied on a crypto firm among a U.S. clampdown on the industry. The SEC and state investigators have been probing whether the accounts offered by BlockFi are akin to securities that should be registered with regulators. Scrutiny has been mounting on crypto lenders, which have attracted tens of billions of dollars in deposits by promising yields that far exceed those available through traditional savings accounts. As part of its agreement with regulators, BlockFi will no longer be able to open new interest yielding accounts for most Americans, the people said. So if you are interested in BlockFi, you will need to act quickly to open that interest account, because there will be some sort of cutoff as far as we know so far. More details yet to come. We believe we have been in productive ongoing dialogue with regulators at the federal and state level. We do not comment on market rumors, said a BlockFi spokesperson. We can confirm that clients' assets are safeguarded on the BlockFi platform, and BlockFi interest account clients will continue to earn crypto interest as they always have. And the SEC, of course, as always, declined to comment for this report. This is on Yahoo Finance, but courtesy of Bloomberg. I'll link it down below. If you try and see it on Bloomberg, they put you through the paywall, but on Yahoo Finance, you can see it in full. SE Chair Gensler has been sounding the alarm on fast-growing crypto firms, arguing that some are offering financial services without adhering to benchmark investor protection rules that banks and brokers and other long-established entities have had to comply with. BlockFi is based in New Jersey and will have to pay $50 million to the SEC and another $50 million to various states, according to the people who have talked about this information and released it to the press. It's one of many companies having issues with the SEC. Celsius and Gemini have become wildly popular with investors for paying yields that sometimes exceed 10%, but they're all being scrutinized here. Securities regulators from several states last year brought enforcement actions against BlockFi and Celsius over the accounts, arguing the companies were selling unregistered securities with undisclosed risks. At the same time, a Gemini spokesperson said the company was cooperating with an industry-wide inquiry into crypto yield products. Celsius said it was working with regulators to operate in full compliance with the law, and Voyager, who we talk about quite a bit, said it was routine to be in ongoing communications with watchdogs. The SEC hasn't accused any of the companies of wrongdoing, so that's worth noting. So Gemini, Celsius, Voyager, yes, they are having questions, but they have not been accused of anything so far. This doesn't really cause me too much alarm because, they are responding, they are working with the SEC. When you think of other exchanges in other asset classes, whether it be a commodities exchange, whether it be a securities exchange, you have to work with the regulators. Questions are part of the norm, so I wouldn't necessarily find this anything to be too overly concerned about. And if BlockFi is settling, that likely means they've found a way to continue doing their business, but within some set of rules or agreements, which we'll hear more about in the coming weeks. The SEC has separately warned Coinbase that it would sue the company if it moved forward with its lending product, which made the company suspend that back in September. Executives at BlockFi say that they are able to pay such high yields to customers because institutional investors will pay them even more to borrow the deposits. Unlike bank accounts, the crypto interest accounts aren't federally insured by the FDIC. Earlier this year, BlockFi said its Bermuda-based subsidiary would handle foreign clients. It also introduced a non-interest paying crypto wallet and a new interest product for accounts with at least $3 million in crypto. So, some interesting developments on the regulatory standpoint when it comes to exchanges. This doesn't change my plan of attack personally. No financial advice, entertainment purposes only, all that good stuff. But I still will use Voyager. They have been very compliant. They are a public company, and they meet all the requirements of the regulators and continue to work with them. So I'm not concerned there. Now, with the Super Bowl coming tomorrow, we have a slew of ads that we'll be inundated with as we're trying to watch the game. But crypto companies are spending millions in order to advertise in the Super Bowl. So FTX and Crypto.com are leading the list, but there are so many others. I think I saw at least 6 on a listing elsewhere talking about Coinbase potentially advertising, as well as numerous other platforms, eToro. And so with that, you can expect the conversation to continue to grow. Now, Sunday we'll have maybe some positive outlook due to this, but then turn around Monday, you have that Fed meeting, so we have yet to see what that may result in. But it will be interesting to see what they have to offer. We've seen the Matt Damon ad, which is, while it's famous, it might be more infamous as it has been on TV and even leading up to movies as you're at the movie theater. I've seen it there numerous times myself. So we'll see what they have to say. We'll see what the outcome is, if there's any kind of bump. I am certain that these exchanges at least will see an increase in account openings out of the advertising effort. And remember, when you're looking at the exchanges, whether price goes up or price goes down, exchanges can be profitable because they're taking a tiny slice off of every transaction, so they just want more users. So this can easily pay for itself for the exchanges that are advertising, because they can collect a lot of smaller transactions, but across a broader base. They can rake in millions and easily recoup the expense here and increase their user base, which is of course what these exchanges want to see. So stay tuned for what might come out of there. Maybe next week we'll highlight some of the ones that were the most interesting. And again, as a reminder here, as we're getting ready to close, the hearing is on Tuesday, again for the stable coins with Miss Liang in the U.S. Senate Banking Committee. So do stay tuned for that. I will post up the link for the stream probably on Monday. That way it's more, up at the top of your feed, and you'll see it as it's about to happen versus it getting kind of lost in the shuffle. I think that will be a good one. I really enjoyed the hearings this week, both hearing the information presented, but also getting your insights in the chat. That was great to be able to chat through it together. So make sure you attend. It was a good time, and I learned a lot from everyone who participated. So thank you so much if you were there. And as one other final reminder, do please let me know in the comments.
I'm your guy. I will keep you posted. I'm your advocate. I'll be back on a daily basis, usually multiple times per day, with these videos to keep you updated with everything going on. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to share any of my videos with your friends, family, social media, or anybody who may care to listen. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'm always here for you. I want to help you through this time. So thank you so much for continuing to choose me. Enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you again probably in a couple hours. Thanks, everybody. See you later.